Journal entry number 1. Entry date, December the 11th, 2013. Entry name, The Horrors of XBLIG Devil Blood. I just thought I'd start keeping a dream journal because I had that dream again last night. You know the one. It's the one where I find myself in this strange red place, a red room with red hallways. It's all empty. There doesn't seem to be anything there to look at, but it's all just red and kind of foreboding looking. I'm not sure why I'm there. I feel kind of uneasy about it, so I turn around, look at the wall behind me. There's no door. I was pretty sure that's where I came from, but there's no door there now. I end up being very confused, and I just wonder how I can get out. There does seem to be a portal along the wall, so I go take a look at that, because I figure that's my way out, and then I find that it seems to lead to a variety of different floors or realms. I'm not sure really, but I look at the names of them, and they don't sound like anywhere I'd want to go. They don't sound nice at all, so I figure I'm just going to take my chances in the red hallways, and maybe things will turn out for the best. So I start exploring. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I figure I'll find something if I just keep walking. And then suddenly I'm attacked by flying heads. And they kind of come out of nowhere. I didn't even see them coming. They're flying horned heads, they're on fire, and they're flying after me. Obviously, they want to do harm to my person. I don't know why. I try to talk with them. I try to communicate. There's no reasoning with them, and they don't talk back, so I don't know if they want something or if they just had a bad day. But they come after me, and I have to run. Because it hurts when they touch me. They're on fire. You're not supposed to feel pain in a dream, but I was definitely feeling pain when they touched me with their flames of hell, and I just figured I had to get out of there. This was not, not a lucid dream or anything. I wasn't aware it was a dream at the time, so I was quite terrified. And I was just running around this, what turned out to be some kind of maze, where there really wasn't anything to look at, or didn't seem to be any kind of objective. Just more red walls everywhere I looked, and more heads, definitely more flying, fiery heads. They were everywhere. There were those things, yes. They were there to look at, and to run away from. Until I realized I was holding something. See, I didn't realize it at first, but I was holding an object. And you know how when you're in a dream, you might look at something and you don't really see the details of it? It was kind of like that. It didn't seem to have any details, but the shape of it was kind of like a gun, so I figured it probably was. And I was right. I tried shooting the next fiery head I saw, and it died. It left behind some kind of souls, I guess they were, souls of the damned, maybe souls that the head killed before. I took them, and I could use them to power up my weapons. So that was a good thing anyway, gave me more of a fighting chance. Other flaming heads ended up dropping icons that I could use to give myself powers, to increase my statistics, my levels, you might say. And I went all around level 1, killing all the flaming heads, and I found nothing. Just heads. There's really nothing to look at in this level. So I figured, well, I've gone everywhere, I might as well go back to that portal and try the next realm, see if anything's friendlier there. So I did that, and I found more heads. They looked a little bit different this time, but they were a little stronger, they hurt more, and I just killed them with my gun. I remembered that I had that. And I realized it was actually a good thing that I took the time to kill everything on the first floor and get all those souls and power myself up, because the second floor heads were stronger and tougher, and I probably would not have lasted long if I did not clear out the first floor. So even though there was no clear objective to the first floor, I was now aware that I probably would have to do this for every floor, or every realm, wherever this is. I don't know if it's some kind of building or pain dimension of some sort, I'm not sure. But I figured that's probably what I was going to have to do. And as I went around the second floor, I noticed there was still nothing. Nothing to look at, no objects, really no kind of objective. So I figured probably the idea was that I was just going to kill all of the flaming heads again, and then go up to the third floor now that I was a bit stronger. And that's what happened. It was not any friendlier on the third floor. Heads, once again, looked a little different, but it was basically the same idea. I had to kill the heads, I had to level up, and I had to make myself more powerful. Because you figure, I don't want to go straight to the end, because who knows what's waiting for me there. I'm probably not strong enough to handle that, right? And maybe the dream will end before I even have to get there in the first place. Though, of course, I didn't know it was a dream, so I thought I was fighting for my life. It was very scary, honestly. And honestly, I was quite in quite a sweat after I woke up after the dream, because I thought I was going to die several times by means of being chewed up and burned by giant flaming heads, as you will do when you meet them. So I went up to the fourth floor and the fifth floor and the sixth floor, and I kept going, right? And the demons just kept getting stronger and bigger every time. And I still kept trying to talk to them, I didn't think violence was the way. I didn't want to use my poorly defined gun, weapon, whatever this thing was in front of me to kill them, because, I figure I'm intruding on their home. This isn't where I'm from. I don't want to be here. I want to get back to wherever I came from. It just wasn't happening. So, since they didn't want to communicate with me, all I could do was kill them dead. I mean, they started it, is the way I figure. I don't think I was in the wrong, but, I was a trespasser, so, maybe they got the wrong idea. But if there was a way out of hell, I would have taken it in the first place, So I kept going up the floors, further and further, and the heads just got stronger and different looking, and sometimes, you just ended up meeting a whole load of heads all at once, as they were getting more serious, They were really trying to stop me from getting to where, well, I was about to say getting to where I needed to be, but I don't know where I need to be. I just wanted to be back home, and I'm assuming that going this way is going to get me back home, but I didn't know that for sure. And I was finding all these icons, like I mentioned. I could get the icons from the dead heads in order to get powers. I could power up my shots. I could strengthen my defense. Apparently, whoever created these icons was a fan of cats, because apparently the icon representing someone's cat is the most powerful of all icons. So you want to get as many of those as you can. You can equip 4 at once, so if you find 4 of these cats, then I think you're doing pretty well. And again, like I said, I just kept going through different floors, different realms, finding nothing. They're shaped a little bit differently each time, but there's really no objects or locations. I'm just walking around mazes killing heads, pretty much. I mean, at the very least, once I figured out how to do this, I was doing it all right. I had trouble at the beginning before I realized I had to level myself up and power myself up in order to go through these heads, with which there is no reasoning with. Once again, I thought I tried my best at that. Eventually, I made it to the final realm. And the biggest, baddest, most dangerous flying head of all. Maybe it was the head of the devil, I don't know. It did not introduce itself, which I thought was rude. It was obviously the ruler of this forsaken place, and it was far stronger than any of the heads I had met before. So it put up a good fight, even as strong as I was at this point. And I was basically a walking tank, with my leveled up weapons and my cat icons. I could probably wipe out an entire nation, I would think, at this point, but still, I had to go up against this thing for quite some time before it finally went down. And then, eventually, when it went down, now I don't know, I just felt kind of bad about it, I just felt a surge of sympathy somehow. I'm not sure why. I just felt that way. But unfortunately, the biggest nightmare was about to start, Because I figured this was my goal. I figured this is where I was trying to get to, and that I'd get my way back home, find out all the answers once I reached the last realm and destroyed the king of all demons. But no, that didn't happen. Rather, I just stayed there. Alone. I figured maybe the walls would come down, or maybe a new door would appear, and nothing like that. I went back to the portal, and it was just the realms that I had already seen. There was nothing new, and I realized that all the violence, all the brutality, all the shooting, all the killing, it was all pointless. It was all for nothing. Because I was not able to get back home. I did not achieve anything. I did not achieve any goal. All I did was kill a bunch of heads. Probably had lived here for quite some time. I was the trespasser here. Not them. Yet they're dead, and I'm here. Apparently this is my home now. Didn't want it to be my home. I just wanted to get out. But there was no way out. I'm not sure what this dream means. Not sure what lesson I should take from it. I just hope I don't meet any flaming heads in real life. Well, if I do, I'll probably try to strike up a conversation before pulling out my ill-defined gun and opening fire. Maybe that's the lesson. That understanding and words are the way, not violence, not gunfire, not killing others just to get their souls and their icons to level myself up. Even if that makes me really powerful, really strong, in the end, what does that lead to? What can you do with that? Apparently nothing, which was the lesson I learned from this dream, which I'm calling Devil Blood. I guess that's the end of this journal entry. Close journal. See you next time.